This is all about chasing Atlanta or chasing Dallas, chasing LA.
This ain't the opening clip. I don't know what it should be.
Welcome back to yet another episode of Key and Carry, where we key
and we carry.
What's up, it's AKA, and I created a special that makes me feel.
I'm Damon.
I'm Troy.
And we back at it again with another episode. Y'all already know what it is. If you don't know what it is and this is your first time watching, you know, you're in for something. This is our review for the seminal Chasing LA first episode of the series, produced by Chasing Reality. I forgot I never know what the name of these episodes are. I'm so sorry. I can never.
It's Welcome to LA.
California love. Chasing LA. What'd you think of this episode? Welcome to LA.
I liked it. Let me
to the mess.
It's crazy because I put that in my notes. Like, I liked the first episode. You know, I'm still getting familiar with like the Chasing franchise. So like all of these people are new to me. So like I'm looking forward to like reviewing the season and like getting to know like the cast members. I will say I like the setting for like the first 3 scenes of the show. Like it was just full of sunshine. Like it was just so bright. And I was like, it's crazy because it kind of reflected those scenes, how it was just like full of, I guess, optimism and just like, oh, let's like get to know each other and bond. And then once the fucking sun went down, the fucking nightmare, the nightmare came. The nightmare coming.
I know some people have worked with like Beyonce and J-Lo, and we saw Andre on a set for a movie. Like I just, you know, I'm always interested to see people working because I feel like that is what draws me to shows like this, is see, you know, how people are coming up and moving through the industry.
I do have a question for you.
What's the
question? The guy Quentin that put the group together, is he the same Q that King read for having those late ass braids G-Sat of season 1?
Q, I see you in them late ass braids too.
But you had to go there with the bullshit. Yes, that is him. But he's bald now and he looks great.
Okay.
Also, we've watched Chasing Reality's content before, outside of the shit we do for love. But I just want to say that their editing is on point. Shout out to the editor. I think it's Dario, I think. But shout out to him. Like the editing is really, really good. So we're led into the show by a known I guess associate of Chasing Reality, Quentin Harris. He was on the Chasing Atlanta series, and I guess he moved to LA. So now he's, you know, now he's here.
It was one of the scenes I mentioned where it was just like so sunny outside. So I just like the weather. And then like I said, these faces are new. So I thought the sit down was dope. Like just, you know, everybody just being like really positive and just welcoming and friendly. And I guess Quentin, Lauren, and Oliver, I guess them kind of being like the vets, I guess the OGs, they weren't like standoffish, you know, like welcoming like the new group or the new group of people. So I thought it was nice. It was cool to always see people, adults, sit down and have an adult tea, and somebody's words, not mine, and an adult conversation. But
yeah, I liked it. It was giving me like maturity. It was kind of giving me like at the end of like a Bad Girls Club season, like the girls that made it to the end and now it's time to go, and they're like, oh, like we're seasoned, like we're the girls, like we made it to the end. Like it was kind of giving me that. But yeah, like I'm proud to see all of them. I mean, you know, Lauren definitely obviously killing it with the hair. Quentin has moved, you know, to LA. And Oliver Twix is definitely doing his thing on YouTube. I know he has I know he interviews a lot of the ANTM girls from America's Next Top Model. So yeah, and that's been like, that has taken off.
Right.
So it's cool to see them all be like really successful and like, you know, kind of be like the season girls. So I'm here for it. So from there, we're introduced to a couple new people. We're introduced to Jeremy.
I'm a celebrity choreographer here in Los Angeles and a dancer. I worked with Beyonce, Jennifer Lopez, Ariana Grande, Pharrell, Kanye West, Mariah Carey.
And Jeremy is seasoned out here.
Yes.
So shout out to him for being one of the first new people to be introduced because he's also seasoned in his own right. So I'm gonna take this moment to be trash can gang. Are we still doing the blazers with no shirt underneath? Are we? I know it's LA. I know it's hot. I'm just, you inside, so I know there's air conditioning. Like, please just put a shirt underneath. I don't understand the concept of having a jacket with no shirt underneath.
It's fashion meets. It's fashion. It's, excuse me. It's fashion. It's fashion. Is it wait, but is it fashion? It's fashion.
He seems really cool. You know, got credentials. And yeah, I'm interested to see what he brings to the show, you know, as a professional, as a working professional who is working with high profile people. If you're working with high profile people, you're not going to act a fool on this show.
Right.
Like, you're not going to jeopardize working with other high profile people, you know? So
and he's not cocky about it, or he's not annoying. Like some people,
I'm gonna say no shade, but like it's kind of crazy how like the people who really have worked with like high profile people, like worked with Beyonce, and like it's crazy that like that person that worked with Beyonce and J-Lo is like super chill. It's so crazy. But like people that are like, I'm that bitch, like you know, I'm that girl, like these girls already know who I am. Like it's like, oh, like you're up and coming. And there's nothing wrong with being up and coming, but it's like you kind of have the attitude before you have the credentials. And it's like, it's funny because it's like even people who have those credentials don't have the attitude. So it's like, it's just interesting to compare and see like how people move and like their attitudes once they really get put on.
When he said that he worked with Beyonce, I thought of New York, like Beyonce.
To me, there's a difference between confidence. I think sometimes people confuse confidence with arrogance. I think, you know, I feel like people, a lot of people operate under the fake it till you make it mentality, where it's like, if I act like I'm that bitch, then I will eventually be that bitch. And then on some level, that's true. But I feel like there's also a level of humility that you have to have that will attract people to you. Because I feel like if you're out here screaming that you're that bitch, I feel like people are going to be like, oh, you say you're that bitch? Well, where's the evidence? And then if you don't really have anything to match up to that, you're going to be looking stupid. After that, we're introduced to Jayla Jaylon. And yeah, she's a songwriter. I think she writes.
I'm a songwriter, entrepreneur, singer, vocalist, and I produce.
I always like when singers are able to like write and produce their own you know, content. I think that that's so interesting because it's literally like yours,
right,
like, all the way around. It's your influence, you know. So you have like supreme control over your art, which I think is really interesting. So yeah, shout out to that. I like her. She seems really cool, really laid back. You know, yeah, she came with good spirits. I know there was a moment where like I guess Shade could have been taken.
Here you go. She just mentioned. I didn't say her. I'm just saying. You better lie it. No, not her. I didn't say her. No, not her. I said if he gonna put a group together. I hope they did too.
Or offense could have been taken from Lauren, but you know, she was like, I didn't take offense to it. I was, you know, I hope these bitches got shit to do too. Like, you know, so I thought that was cool. I always like when people are able to kind of like not necessarily go right into confrontation, but kind of like, you know, just have a good time. And so
that kind of all goes with just being secure with yourself.
Right.
Because like somebody could have just used that as a moment to just show off for the cameras. But she was much like, I was like, yeah, baby. I hope they got shit going on.
Guess who writes these songs? Me. Like, guess who produces that? Me. Like, girl.
Yes, but yes, I like Jayla. I said thick misses in the building. Yes, like somebody even said that, like when she was walking up to the table, like she is body, and she is like, you know how I love a curvy one. Yes. Thick misses, but I like her energy. I like her confidence. She's super talented, like jack of all trades. But her confessional look, not her confessional look. It's more so her confessional look and her confessional. She was giving me Miss Nikki from Love and Hip Hop, Miss Hollywood, because they both talk with their arms like this. You know, Nikki can't put her goddamn arms out. So like, Jayla's in the confessional. She was talking. I was like, somebody else does that, and I was like, it's Nikki. So I'm like, it's her arms, it's the dress, and it's the hair. I'm like, I can see that. I like Jayla.
After that, we get a cameo from Mr. Ray. From Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. And yeah, I just want to say that I think it's really cool that he agreed to cameo on the show, because I feel like we always talk about like what people can do and what they decide not to do, and I feel like it's cool that he was able to be like, yeah, of course I'll lend my face, my likeness to this platform, this Black queer platform. Right. So shout out to that. Like, I really think it's dope that he was able to be like, yeah, I'll be on the show, because you just never know. Some people might be like, oh, like, no, I won't be on that show. Like, I'm on TV. I'm on VH1. Like, what? So
especially like him like he's on VH1, but he was also like, he started off like on College Hill. I think it was like the Virginia State University. I might be wrong, but he was on the season of College Hill like back in the day. So it's like seeing him from there up until now, it's like just motivation. Like, right. So shout out to Mr. Ray. The original paying him.
Yes, I forgot all about that. Oh my, how could we talk about Mr. Ray and not talk about that iconic line?
How much are you paying him? Paying him? You gonna be around your fat self.
Pay him? Like,
and you know what sends me, now that I think about the fight, when Zell made the accusation that Ray was paying his companion, Naya looked over like, bitch, what's tea? Like,
right,
you paid. You paid.
So after that, we meet up with a new character, King Payne.
Okay, on period. Puriana to the period. It's the official King Payne, y'all, and I'm chasing LA.
Yes.
This whole time I thought people were saying King Kane. So I was like, oh, King Kane is on the LA season of Chasing Atlanta. Like, I didn't know that, but yeah, King Payne with a P, not with the C. Yeah, we're introduced to him. I know he has a YouTube channel, so I'm assuming he's a commentator or personality, something like that. He didn't really say exactly what he did. But yeah, I'm assuming he's like a commentator. So we're introduced to him. He meets up with his friend, who's also a popular YouTuber personality, Armand Wiggins. And they just kind of talk about King Payne moving to Atlanta. Jesus. It's the rum in me. I'm sorry.
And I'm over here nodding my head in agreement with you.
Right, like,
my goodness.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Yeah, Armand Wiggins' advice is just to, like, there are people out there that may not have your best interests, also known as sharks. The city is waiting to eat you alive. So, be prepared. And yeah, I mean, I thought his advice was, pretty apt. I thought it was, I mean, I like to think LA is the Olympics for creatives, LA and New York, maybe Atlanta too, but LA and New York, because of the cost of living, I would say they're like the Olympics of being a creative. When you move to LA as a creative, it's like, you got to have a plan.
It's funny because King Payne was like, it's niggas out there. Like, what are niggas at? And his friend was like, yes, there are men out there, but focus. Like, bitch, you're career. So like,
the men ain't going nowhere.
Right,
like the men ain't going nowhere.
They not. The men's will always be outside.
Right.
Even with Kovisha still running amok, the men's will always be outside. But
when Armageddon comes, the men and the roaches, they will be there. They will be there. Like,
I will say that King Pain, he really likes his plastic attire. Like everything he has on like a damn, I guess the material is plastic. I'm not sure.
It's called vinyl, you shady bitch. No,
okay. Vinyl. Damn, you did not just have to come for me like that.
My goodness. I'm joking. But yes, it's probably vinyl.
You know what else I found funny? The I guess the networking event later that evening. Mm-hmm. But he told his friend, or Payne told Armin, that he wasn't in LA for drama, but he started the drama at the networking event later that day.
People who are like, oh, I don't fuck with the drama. Mm-hmm. Like, no, like I keep that drama shit away from me. Those are the people that literally like attract drama. Like they like drama, but they, for some reason, they like saying that they don't like drama. So yeah, once he said that, I was like, you're probably gonna be the main fire starter, because yeah, those, it's always like a signal, like, oh, you like drama, then you say you don't like drama. Because the people that really don't like drama, they don't even talk about it. They don't even manifest it. They just live their lives, you know? Okay, so after that, we are introduced to Andre.
Hi, I'm Sloan Lucky with Girl Virgin. I am here with Andre Hammonds, who's a celebrity stylist for the new movie, You Married That.
What's up, guys? My name is Andre. I'm a fashion stylist and a creative director. A lot of people know my work from reality stars, from Black Ink Crew to Love and Hip Hop, even to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Andre is he's a stylist, a costume designer, and yeah, based out of LA. Yeah, I thought it was cool. I mean, we saw him working. I feel like that's always a good thing. Always introduce yourself working. I feel like if you can, like, that is perfect for your reputation. The first time we see you, you're on a job. Like, that is like, honestly, that is like, that's kind of big dick energy, honestly. Like, to be on a show and be like, the first time you see me, bitch, I'm on a job. I'm working right now. Like, so I feel like that's really cool to see him working. As we're introduced to him, he was on the set of a movie. I think the movie was called You Wife That, I think, or something like that. But yeah, I think that was cool. I guess he was being interviewed about being a stylist on the show, and then he sat down with his friend, who I think is a producer of the movie, and just kind of chatted it up.
First of all, I like the way that he was dressed, and then the fact that he's a Black man in LA, like styling for a movie. It's like, damn, like that could potentially be like, I'm not even into styling, but just to see him in LA, a house that fucking nice, it was like, damn, like, I can't wait till that's me. Like, walking around LA, motherfucking dress, just on set, just whatever. But
I feel like that's why representation is so important, because like, sometimes, like, you don't know you can do something until you see someone that looks like you do it. And it's like, oh, like, I can do this too, because I see someone that looks just like me, you know, that probably shares similar experiences to me.
Right.
Exactly what I want to do. And that kind of gives you the courage to also pursue it. So
right.
Yeah.
Right. He kind of reminds me of Dwight from Housewives of Atlanta. Just like
okay.
Dwight was confident, but I feel like that comes with just, you set goals for yourself. And then once you
know what's interesting? Didn't he say he worked on a Real Housewives show, a Real Housewives franchise?
I think he said Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills. And you know what's crazy? That stuck out to me, because I was like, wow, who has he worked with on Beverly Hills? Like, did he work with Erica Jane? Did he work with one of the other girls that worked? I never watched that franchise. I only know Erica Jane, honestly, and I think Lisa Vanderpump. But like, has he worked, and Garcelle Bouvet, of course? But has he worked with like one of them? Like, those are big names. You know, if you work with them, like you gotta, you know, you got a name to you. So I feel like he's an example of letting your work speak for yourself. All you have to do is say the name and boom, you know?
Right.
So no shade to any of the other girls. I'm just saying, like, I just feel like this is the way to do it, personally.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it just comes with him just being in this profession for so long. He knows he's that bitch in styling. So him just doing it for so long, he doesn't have to. He ran down his resume like, I did this, so next. Like,
I think you learn in an industry like this that talk is cheap.
Yeah.
You can say anything in the world. I want to see you do it. I want to see the result. I don't want to see you talk about what you can do for me. I want to see what you can do for me. You know, I want to see. And so I feel like that's what it is. I feel like sometimes people get lost in like talking themselves up, which, don't get me wrong, like, hey, if you can talk yourself up into a better position, go for it. But I feel like they get so stuck on that it's like, you actually kind of have to like show an example of what you do. You have to show people what, like, that's why when creatives, when they are advertising their content, when you see their website or when you see their Instagram, you see their work, because that's what matters most, is the result, not your words. The result is what matters, because that's what they're going to get in the end. So after that scene, we cut to so I guess King Payne wants to put together like a networking event. And so we get to see that come to fruition. Everybody on the show, even some people that we haven't met yet, come together to kind of do a networking event. And I guess they meet at a restaurant. What did you think of this scenario, this event, this get together, this
I was
kickback?
trying trash can Yan. Well, you know what? I guess we both about to be trash can Yan, because shit, you took the words right out of my goddamn mouth. Like, I hate when people say networking event and it's just people sitting down drinking. Like, when I think event, I think like press, like camera, like paparazzi, interview, you know, like the whole shebang. But like,
this was a networking kickback.
Yes.
And listen, there's nothing wrong with a networking kickback. I would rather go to a networking kickback than a networking event, because it's smaller, it's intimate. You could speak to people, like it's easier to kind of talk to people and reach out to people. So like, yeah, it don't have to be an event, but
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to be shady, but I mean, it was kind of okay for I guess the most part, until King Payne, I guess, decided to ruin his. What is up with people ruining their own event?
Own events.
The question is who you don't see it for. You know? I don't know if I'm supposed to answer this person. We should go around and
I'm out of here.
This meeting had a lot going on.
It did.
So King Payne starts it off, king of the messiness, basically saying, who don't you see it for? And I just thought that was hilarious, because I'm like, one, why the fuck would you say that at a networking event? I'm never going to be like, who do you not like? Even like that question being asked to me, like if I was at the networking event, I'm not gonna say, bitch, like I don't know who any of these people are.
We just met each other.
Like, why? I'm not about to end, bitch. I'm not about to listen. You're not about to catch me slipping. Like, okay, like you're not about to catch me slipping. Like, I don't want to work with her, and then next thing you know, she's working with Beyonce. No, like I'm not about to do that. So, but of course, it's a show. So you know, who don't you want to work with is the perfect question to ask for a show like this.
King of Payne came for Hershey. And then Andre kind of came to Hershey's events and kind of read King Payne.
Like I told you earlier, Missy Elliott, I can't stand the rain. I see the trash man. Right now.
Boo boo bop, boo boo beep.
No, man, you're thinking of beep, boo, boo, bop, boo, boo, bop.
The first time I watched that shit, I was like, there are just some reasons that just leaves you gagged, not gaping. I was just like, God damn. But yes. And she's sickening, so you should live. It was him kind of reading and then telling him, like, Missy's sickening, so get your life. But, like...
It was a friendly read.
It was.
Like, no chases, but you have on a garbage bag, but you're kind of giving Missy tease, so it's fine. Like, I kind of live for Andre because that was...
I do too.
That read was kind of like, it was a nice, nasty read.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess he instantly took it as shade, and so they just, like, started going back and forth, and, like, I was just like, oh my God, child, check. Like, get out. Like, where is my Uber? Like, where is it?
I have to ask you a question, co-host.
Uh-huh.
So, okay, in Hershey's confessional, she was like, if you see my videos, just see the money on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And then it made me think of a certain video of somebody from G-Status ATL Hustle Season 2 dancing on a stage. Very exhausted. Remember the video of Brandon Carson dancing on stage?
Where was this?
She ain't got no haircut. Somebody need to send her to Dance 101.
There's the moment. Like, trash can again. Child.
I'm like,
there it go.
I'm like, would it be shady if I brought that up? As soon as Hershey was like, you see the money on the floor, I thought of that video of Brandon Carson dancing. I was like, ooh.
And then here comes Roman. He ain't got a haircut or nothing. Look at
that was Roman. That was Roman. That brought up the video. It was Roman. Oh my God.
King Payne says that he looks like Akon, which I thought was a lazy read.
Mm-hmm.
Akon's dark skin, so I feel like most people, like, if they get into it with a dark skin person, they're like, oh, you like Akon. It's like, oh, okay, girl, yeah, how funny. You're like the 1,000th person to say. You're like the 1,000th person to say that. So,
1,000, bitch.
1,000, bitch. Like, shout out to the come up, but
yes.
But yeah, he said he like Akon. I actually think he looks like the comedian. I don't know his name. I should have looked it up before I even said it. But from Soul Plane, he looks like that dude to me. I know a couple other people. Shout out to Aaron Wilds TV. He said he said that he liked Mama D, which I thought was spot on. Watch his review of this very episode. But yeah, he said that took me all the way out. But yeah, I mean, those aren't bad, but you know, hey, you going back and forth. But yeah, so then I guess they're arguing. One of the characters who I guess were introduced to, Quan, I think his name is Quan the poet, Q the poet. So we're introduced to him, and he is basically like
y'all both dark, y'all both ugly, y'all both in terrible fashions.
That's eyelashes, blank stare.
Bitch, shut up.
He's already gotten dragged for he's already gotten dragged to hell and back for what he has said. And yeah, I mean, it's not cool, obviously. You know, it was never cool to say things like that. But in 2021, where colorism is a big topic of discussion, I just feel like it's something that you should know. You know, especially just given just other reality shows that have had these issues. I just feel like you should have been cognizant of that. But yeah, I was just kind of like, ew. Like, don't say colorist shit like that. Like, that's not cool. You know, it would be wrong no matter what, but like, especially you not being that light, like, you know, you're a brown skinned person, so I don't know why you would. But you know, we know that people who don't necessarily fit into the very light skinned, you know, category also play a role in colorism. So we know that. But yeah, it was just kind of weird. It kind of took me by surprise because I feel like a lot of colorism that happens nowadays is subtle it's not as blatant unless you're looking for attention. But like people who are colorists and like don't want you to think that they're colorists, it's kind of like subtle. Like it's not as blatant because they know like if I say something blatant, people are gonna come for me. So you know, I was kind of surprised because I'm like, damn, like you just really just said that like that. Like most people that are colorists now are kind of doing backflips and you know all of that to kind of hide how they really feel. But you know, I was just like, oh, that's kind of.
I was like, Quan. And then I thought about trends. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. Like he's apologized. Like
yeah,
good, but if I had 4 thumbs, I'll give those titties 4 thumbs down.
A mess.
We should start a tutorial. Well, not a tutorial, but we should start classes on how to properly beef with people on camera. Don't let it get physical, but just meet up, read the fuck out of each other, and just go your separate way. So we should like put up videos of like iconic Rocky Thunder versus Riley, Cynthia Bailey versus Phaedra Parks. Remember when she I think Cynthia said something that Phaedra just got up and left. And then, you know, like just read each other and go by something. It doesn't have to escalate to being physical.
Honestly, I feel like we should just send them a cease and desist. Shout out to Alexander Rogers.
I don't want to see another cis and the sissy ever again. Not an internet copy, not a template, not an actual copy from an actual law firm. I'm good.
Well, no shade, but if it's coming from Atlanta, how legitimate is it? To be honest, like
it was actually coming from South Carolina, but
this is all about this is all about chasing Atlanta or chasing Dallas, chasing LA.
This ain't the opening clip. I don't know what it should be.
That's where the episode ends. I know somebody else gets into it and it gets into some more shit. I said that this meetup, this networking event was giving me it was giving me vibes from another networking event. Put on by a good our good sis Sir Akeem from a certain TV a certain web show. But yeah, it was giving me that energy.
Okay.
It was giving me a PF Chang's tea. Like,
okay, I was gonna ask you if a PF Chang's was destroyed in the process of 2 people like trying to go get at each other.
I don't think it got to that level physically, but I think in terms of like the discussion that was had and the things that were said, I feel like it kind of got to that level. I mean, again, transphobia rears its ugly head, colorism rears its ugly head, not in the scene, but you know. But yeah, no networking at the networking event. I don't know if people got each other's numbers after the function or what, but yeah. But yeah, that was the end of the episode. I think
I wanted to ask you, so we gotta get into a couple of looks.
We do.
So we didn't properly introduce Hershey, who is like one of my favorites of the episode.
And I'm a drag queen. Did you not notice?
I live. Yeah.
Confidence.
I'm very big on like confidence and like self-esteem. So she's extremely confident. Like, I like that we saw her like in drag in the confessional, and then at the networking event, she was I don't know the term.
Out of drag.
Out of drag. So she just giving her masculine tea. So I was like, okay, like it's versatility.
Again, yet another person that is working but humble. I love it. Yeah, I like Hershey. Honestly, Hershey, it's crazy that I forgot their introduction because I feel like Hershey is probably my favorite so far from the show. Like, just really good energy. You can tell that they're super talented. They're in their craft. They're working, and they're unbothered. I was
gonna say that she kind of gives me Redrick from that redacted web show. No, I'm just playing. She kind of gives me Redrick from G Status. No,
listen, we will always love G Status. I'm just saying, like,
they need to come back. But
yes,
this in her confessional, she kind of gives me Redrick, because you know Redrick was like just really confident. Like the wig was laid, just all about like his brand and his coins. So like, and they also kind of sound the same. Like when Hershey talks and then when Redrick talks, they kind of have like similar. The voices kind of sound like similar. Miss Alicia.
Yes. Also Alicia. We didn't talk about Alicia as well.
Gorgeous, like stunning. Like I was just gorgeous. I will say, like, you know, I love furs. So a sane woman with furs, because you know some girls, you know, they put some raccoon over their shoulders and they start acting like a fucking nut job. But you know, she had a fur on in her confessional. But it's crazy because when in her confessional, she said like she's an activist, a model, and then she just said respect the love. I was like, I wonder how she would fare on like the shit we do for love.
Oh, okay. You know what? Honestly, I think that would be a good look. I think for season 3, if you know Kevon Burns Online or a producer from the Shit We Do for Love is watching, hey y'all. But you know, I think it would be interesting to incorporate people from different demographics, like not necessarily just, you know, queer men, but like even trans women or non-binary people. Like I think that would be interesting because that's also a marginalized group that we don't necessarily see get love. You know, damn. When I get tipsy, I just love to punch the mic. But yeah, like that's a group of people that we don't really get to see you know, shown love publicly, you know, out. So yeah, I think that would be interesting as well. I think that they, you know, that would be cool. But yeah, I liked Alicia. I think she, you know, she's cute, she's soft spoken. Yeah, she's, you know, she seems cool. She seems to give positive energy.
Yeah, she said she was from DC, so I was waiting to hear the shit DC. You know, shout out to my girl Talon from Bad Girls Club season 16, but I was waiting to hear that DC accent. But like you said, she's soft spoken.
What is it? What did Cam Yonsei say? Cam Yonsei, you know I don't like you, Cam Yonsei. I don't know.
Shout out to Cam Yonsei and Rolling Ray. But yeah, so question. I haven't asked you this question in I feel like a really long time. But Alicia's confessional look. You like the boobs?
The girls were sitting. The girls were sitting. It was like they were sitting in a car seat, sitting there, safe and secure. I was here for it. The boobs were sitting there.
Yes.
And you know what? Just because I have it paused on the other monitor that I have, so were Jayla's. Jayla's boobs were also sitting. So you know we live for a good pair of New York boobs.
I'll put that in my get out of my head. Bitch, get out of my head. But yes, I'll put that in my notes that Alicia has a great pair of New York boobs.
Yes, great pair.
My goodness.
But yeah, I'm so sorry that we waited to the end to kind of talk about some of the people. Was whatchamacallit introduced to with the contacts?
Trash can, yeah. That's that.
No shade. That's just kind of what
his name was D Hawkins. Yes. And it's crazy. It's crazy because you said the guy with the contacts. I said that he was giving me Lady Deathstrike from X-Men. The chick that Wolverine banged with at X-Men 2.
I feel like he was giving me Faster Pussycat Kill with that confessional outfit.
Let's get into this look. It was definitely giving
Catwoman, but not Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman.
Yeah,
he was giving me Halle Berry Catwoman, and that's no shade, but I was kind of giving it wasn't giving me what I
it was giving Catwoman meets Cruella de Vil. Literally, all he was missing was the claws on like the gloves. Yes. I will say that now we've been getting into College Hill. Mm-hmm. Shout out to the College Hill cast members in production, but we watched College Hill Virgin Islands, and the situation between Idisha and JT. I feel like if D. Hawkins had the claws on the gloves, that fit would have been a representation of what Idisha put on JT in the house. That killer cat.
Okay.
That killer round.
Killer cat.
Yes.
Killer wow. Like
that is symbolic of what Idisha put on JT. Yes. So all he needed was like the claws.
Listen, I'm here for the costumes and confessionals. I mean, our guy, shout out to our guy.
Yes.
Also giving us a tribal Wakanda tee in his confessionals on G Status. So yeah, I'm here for these. I would love to see that face off.
Right.
Wakanda versus Catwoman. Wakanda versus Gotham City. What is it giving?
Yes, like while we're at it, just go check out our G Status videos. Like, we don't mention G Status so much. Like,
we are one of our. I think our last video, G Status videos, it's at like 800 and something views. If you want to support, please get it to 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. Like we would greatly appreciate it. We would love to get a video to 1,000 views. I mean, obviously we would love to have every video at 1,000, but like we would love to get our first 1,000 on one video. So yeah,
thank God for my co-hosts. Yes.
It's really funny. Some shit happens and we take every opportunity to make a joke out of it. No shade, but yeah, like it's really funny. Like get into it.
Yes. While you're at it, check out our G Status reviews. Also, go check out the G Status web series, produced by Status Network TV. So shout out to the Status Network. But
Hot Boys too, the Real Hot Boys of Houston.
Yes.
Also, check them out. We did reviews on them, and watch those reviews. They're really funny. They're a key. Web Life as well. We out here, y'all. We have content. We got G Status.
We are really living this web life.
We are really living this web life. And we didn't even know we were living the web life until boom, here we are. Or I should say we didn't know we were gonna be living this web life until boom, here it was. But we got web life. We got G Status. We got
the shit we do for love.
We got the Come Up Miami.
Yes.
Also,
shout
we did
the Come Up.
Yeah, shout out to the Come Up. Shout out to Gemini Films, Karan Wilson. We also did we did a review of the Come Up New York, one of their reunions, one of our first videos. So shout out to that. We out here, we giving commentary. So
giving our funny drunken commentary,
funny high and drunken commentary. Okay, because you the girls be blowing over here. So
she is getting high.
She's smoking it. Like
weed. The 420.
Yes, weed. I think that's implied. I mean, we're definitely not giving a druggy booty.
So, good.
I'm excited to see basically who, stumbles upon this video and, sees us and likes our content, So, yeah. Any last words before we peace out?
I like the episode, the production, the quality of the production, and the fact that it's LA, like, it's Black queer people in LA. Like, I'm looking forward to seeing this. It's because it's a different setting, it's a different city, so I'm just really looking forward to like just watching the season.
Yeah. All right. Well, me too. This is Key and Carry, where we key
and we carry.
I've been Damon.
I'm Troy.
And we'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.
Yes.